I'm starting to think of other stuff you can do in Dragon Age. Oh man, so much that you can do. Oh, start the mashup. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup. As always, I'm Ray Carsillo in Los Angeles. I'm my best friend Lee Elias over in Philadelphia. This way, there we go. Lee, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. I'm actually excited about this, Ray. Your love of Dragon Age was so infectious on our episode. It inspired this mashup because, as you said, there's a lot of freedom in an RPG role-playing game to select what type of hero you want to be. So the obvious mashup is we'll select a few athletes and we'll talk about what kind of class would they pick? What would they become? A mage, a warrior? There's so many. You can go through some of them for us just so the audience has some prep here. But that's what we're going to be doing today, selecting athletes. And then we're going to want to know what you think. So make sure you comment below or wherever you see this. Let us know what you think would happen.
Yeah, so there's what's great about Dragon Age is it's not just classes, right? Like you also have backgrounds, which I want to get the six backgrounds for because I'm trying to remember. So there's Grey Wardens.
Yep.
Right. And you've got the Lords of Fortune, which is great, which is actually a really great tie-in back into Dragon Age 2. And then you have you can also be a necromancer. You can part of the Necropolis. Right, which is awesome. And there's so many different things, of course, but of course the main three choices is that you can be either a mage, a warrior, or a rogue ranger type, right? So I mean it's so many things that you can do with an athlete. You know, if you were to with so many different athletes, right? Like here we go. I got the 6 now. Veil jumpers, Shadow Dragons, the Morn Watch, those are the Necromancers, the Lords of Fortune, the Grey Wardens, and the Antivan Crows, who are Antivan Crows are your rogue assassin types. Shadow Dragons are also they're more ranger than rogue. And they also usually have some of them can use magic too, and there's a much more of a generalist. And then your Veil Jumper, who are just like pure mages, like old school mages, right? So you could have so you have 9, you have 3 choices, then you have 6 more. You have 6 more choices. And that's how they Dragon Age. I got really technical there, folks. I hope you're still with us. Kind of really defines things. But yeah, my first thought is obviously there's a lot of great NFL players.
Yeah.
Right. I immediately think of Saquon Barkley as a shifty rogue type because you can't seem to get a hold on him. And I think that would kind of basically make him an Antivan Crow because he's an assassin that just literally cuts through the defense.
Yeah.
Can 70 yards.
Reverse hurdle over people.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Break records.
Exactly. So I think he is a rogue Antivan Crow in Dragon Age. Lee, what athlete, rogue, mage, or warrior? And I can probably help you figure out of the 6 subclasses.
Well, should we pick another sport or should we stay with football?
I mean, football's probably the easiest, but we'll definitely bounce around to the other sports too.
Yeah, well, look, let's have some fun with you. Let's just assume Daniel Jones pops back up someplace. Where are we going to put Danny Dimes? He's a side quest NPC.
Yeah, I mean, he's a quest giver who ends up dying of the blight at some point. So part of me thinks if he comes back, he'd be like a warrior.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, he'd be a Grey Warden because the Grey Wardens.
Basic. Yes.
Very basic, but also the Grey Wardens have to drink a little bit of the blight, and they get reborn as they connect to the dark. They have to become one with the darkness to fight the darkness. If he completely disappears, then he's probably a mage because he's invisible. And then at that point, I would probably say he's a shadow dragon who is known as the breaker of bonds. Or maybe he's a Morn Watch because then he's dead. He's a necromancer.
What about Patrick Mahomes?
So Mahomes is a mage for sure. Because he's a magician with what he does on the field. You feel like you have him, then he's gone. He's teleporting all over the place. I feel like he is more of he's a veil jumper. 100% a veil jumper. Because, he also looks like a little bit like an elf, and those are traditionally elves, veil jumpers.
Okay,
so
let's go a little two for one, Jason and Travis Kelsey.
Ooh, the Kelsey brother. I mean, they got to be warriors. Yeah, they're both warrior classes, right? Like, I think 100%.
But what background?
That's a good one. I think they would be Lords of Fortune. Who
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, because their motto is for gold and for glory, and I think that is 100% the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah, especially when he romances Taylor Swift in the game.
100%.
Let's go to some other sports. Shohei Otani.
I think
Dragon
Shohei.
Class.
I think Shohei. Yeah, I think Shohei's a warrior. I think that him too. I think he probably is a Grey Warden after being reborn with the Dodgers, right? Like already a warrior with the Angels, and then he dips a little bit into the evil empire, just a little bit, gets a little bit of a taste of it, becomes a Grey Warden, and goes to the next level. Which really he didn't go to the next level. He just won a World Series. He was already at that level. So I think Grey Warrior, Grey Warden, basic, very basic, much like myself, Warrior, Grey Warden. Me and Shohei, same class.
All right, basketball or hockey, Ray?
Let's go. Let's get basketball. Let's get basketball in here. I think Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson, another rogue Antivan Crow type, very shifty, passing the ball around, hard to get a beat on the court. I think a lot of the Knicks are actually rogue Antivan Crows, especially after that drubbing of Denver the other night. By the time this airs, that they'll play it again. But when we're recording this on the 26th, they just destroyed the Denver Nuggets, which was great to see. OG dropping 40. But Jalen Brunson, rogue Antivan type, very similar to Saquon, but in the basketball realm. What about you? What would you do for Jokic?
So, dude, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, warrior for sure.
Warrior, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably another Lord of Fortune. I mean, the way he plays and the way he
Golden Glory.
Yeah, I could see that for him. He's a warrior.
Yeah, I think that's fair, for sure. Who else in basketball? Do you want to maybe a Steph Curry?
I would say Bronny James, not LeBron, but Bronny James.
Bronny,
he's got to be in the game first.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I keep putting like the folks who I think are going to be irrelevant into the necromancer category because they have to revive themselves from the dead. But I think that's kind of probably Bronny's going to probably be a mage necromancer.
Yeah. What about angry Joel Embiid?
Angry Joel Embiid. Well, he's an ogre.
There you go.
So I think that, but no, I think again him too. Kind of a war. You know what? I'll put him with the Shadow Dragons because of Breaker of Bonds, and he's more like breaker of body parts because he's always hurt.
Always.
But I think he's a warrior. I think he falls in the warrior class.
That's fair. I think a lot of the athletes will be warriors. But heading over to hockey.
Yes.
Igor Shesterkin.
Ooh. Igor Shesterkin.
Defender.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Then, you know what? I'm going to put him also as more. I'm going to put him Morn Watch Rogue because he's shifty. And the Rangers have looked dead the last week. And the only reason why they've even been in the games that they've been playing is because of Igor. So I'm going to put him Rogue Necromancer.
Let's go obvious. Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid. I mean, to me, kind of like Shohei. I think Warrior.
Yeah, he's up there. Speed though, the immense speed.
I mean, if you're going to go with the immense speed, then maybe you make him a veil jumper.
Yeah,
but definitely Warrior.
I think veil jumper is more appropriate for him just because of how fast he moves.
Yeah, then probably yeah.
Let's go one more. I mean, I don't know if you've got to see Matvei Michkov yet, but this dude's just warrior.
Then probably Grey Warden.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what backstory he would have yet. He kind of, I mean, the fortune thing. He got out of Soviet Russia. I mean, just Russia. My bad.
Yeah, maybe Lord of Fortune. Then yeah, maybe that's a possibility. I mean, the Warriors to me, I feel like Grey Wardens and Lords of Fortune tend to be those two guys.
That sounds good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the athletes, but that'd be fun if we could put athletes in a game like this.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they have those great commercials.
The veil guard of sportsdom, right?
Of Kansas City.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey, and then you'll have maybe a Steph Curry and LeBron James, and then you have you're gonna have Ovechkin and maybe Crosby or something, and then then you have Shohei and Judge.
Yeah,
there you go.
So, all rise. That was a great one, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a fun one. But as always, folks, we want to know
what you think.
So comment below. Let us know. Tell us what athlete, or do you think we were spot on? What athlete would you put into Dragon Age? Would you you warrior, rogue, or mage in your 6 classes? You can either be an Antivan Crow, a Grey Warden, a Lord of Fortune, a Morn Watch, a Shadow Dragon, or a Veil Jumper. So
we are Lords of Fortune here at Geeks.
I'm a Grey Warden because I have no fortune.
I'm a Lord of Ray. I'm a Fortune, Ray of Fortune.
There we
go. Wheel of Fortune, and that is the circle, pun intended.
Yes, we have come full circle, and that is this week's Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup. Hope you're all having a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanksgiving break. See you again next week with another episode of Geeks Who Like Sports. Until then, that's Lee. I'm Ray. Thanks for watching or listening.
Thou shalt like, share, and subscribe, while also commenting hello, Dragon Age.